Mina was walking home from the market, her steps slow and careful.
The afternoon sun was warm, and the streets were quiet except for the sound of children playing a few blocks away. She carried a small bag filled with vegetables, bread, and some fruit. Her other hand rested on her round belly. At 7 months pregnant, she was used to moving slowly, but today she felt unusually tired. The walk seemed longer than usual, and she wished she had taken a taxi. As she turned a corner near a small park, Mina noticed a police vehicle parked near the side of the road. It was a K9 unit, and the black and brown German Shepherd in the back looked alert and strong. The dog's ears were perked and its eyes scanned the area as if searching for something. Mina smiled at the officer inside the car and waved politely. The dog suddenly jumped out of the vehicle. Mina froze. The animal ran toward her with speed she had not expected. She heard loud, sharp barks that echoed across the street. Rex, the dog, circled around her and barked again, his eyes locked on her. The sound was intense and urgent. Mina's heart began to race. She had always loved dogs, but this was different. She stepped back, feeling her foot slip on the pavement. Her shopping bag shifted and a tomato fell out. Rex barked again, louder this time, and his stance was defensive. Mina raised her hands to protect herself, unsure of what to do. The officer who had been driving the vehicle ran toward her. He was a tall man with a kind face, though his expression was tense. "Rex, stop! Calm down, boy," he shouted. The dog hesitated for a moment, but then continued barking and circling. It was unusual for Rex to act this way, and the officer looked concerned. Mina took a deep breath and tried to speak. I don't understand. Why is he barking at me?" Her voice trembled slightly and her hands shook. The officer knelt beside Rex and gently held his collar. "Rex is trained, ma'am. He doesn't usually act like this. Something must have triggered him." Mina nodded, though she didn't feel reassured. She noticed a small twinge in her belly and winced. She felt lightheaded and leaned slightly against the park fence for support. The officer's voice was calm but firm. "Are you feeling all right? Did the dog hurt you?" I think so," Mina whispered. "I just felt a sudden pain when he barked at me." She paused, clutching her belly. "It wasn't sharp, but it scared me." The officer, whose name was Malik, looked thoughtful. "Rex doesn't just react to people randomly. He senses certain chemicals, certain dangers. He has been trained to detect explosives, drugs, and even some illnesses." He studied Mina carefully, noticing how she pressed her hand to her stomach. "Did you feel pain anywhere else? Any dizziness or nausea?" Mina shook her head. "No, just a little pain in my belly. Maybe I'm overreacting." She tried to smile, but her nervousness was obvious. Rex, now calmer, sat down beside Officer Malik, occasionally glancing at Mina, as if he still wanted to protect her. People passing by stopped to watch. Some whispered to each other. "Why is the police dog acting like that? Did she do something wrong?" Mina felt their eyes and the tension inside her grew. She had always tried to live quietly and safely. Now, for some unknown reason, she felt exposed and vulnerable. Malik spoke softly. "It's okay, ma'am. Let's get you somewhere safe and check on you. Rex just gave us a warning and we should take it seriously. Sometimes dogs react to things humans cannot sense yet." Mina nodded slowly. She felt a mixture of fear and confusion. She had never experienced anything like this before. Her steps were careful as Malik led her to his police car. The dog walked beside her, still alert but calmer than before. Once inside the car, Malik glanced at Mina. "You're pregnant, right?" he asked gently. Sometimes dogs can sense changes in the body. They can detect stress, hormonal changes, or even signals that the human body gives off when something is not right. Rex might have detected something unusual. Mina looked at him, surprised. "Something unusual? What do you mean?" Her voice was soft, almost trembling. She felt a strange fear growing inside her chest. Malik sighed. "I don't know exactly, but I want to make sure you are safe. Sometimes Rex reacts to danger that humans cannot see. He has saved lives before because of this instinct. We need to be careful and check everything. Do you have someone we can call for you?" Mina thought for a moment. Her husband was at work, and her parents lived in another city. She shook her head. "No, it's just me today." She tried to sound calm, but her voice betrayed her worry. Malik nodded. "All right. We will take you to the hospital to make sure everything is fine. It's better to be safe." He took out his radio and called for a vehicle to escort them. Rex stayed close to Mina, his eyes scanning the surroundings. Every now and then, he barked softly as if reminding everyone that he was watching. As they drove, Mina felt her stomach tighten again. She tried to breathe deeply, but the fear and the pain made it hard. She looked at Rex, who now sat quietly beside the officer. His ears twitched and his gaze never left her. Somehow she felt that the dog understood more than anyone else in the car. Malik glanced at her. "You're doing fine, ma'am. Just keep calm. Rex will not let anything happen to you. He is trained to protect people." His words gave her some comfort, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something serious was about to happen. The hospital was only a few minutes away, but every second felt long to Mina. Rex remained alert, occasionally standing and sniffing the air. The officers at the hospital entrance noticed the K9 unit and gave them space. Malik guided Mina inside, supporting her gently. Inside the hospital, a nurse immediately noticed her condition. "You're pregnant? You look like you're in your third trimester. Are you experiencing pain?" Mina explained what had happened with the dog and the pain she felt in her belly. The nurse quickly led her to an examination room and called for a doctor. Mina lay on the hospital bed feeling anxious. Rex sat by the door watching carefully. She could hear his soft panting and felt a strange sense of comfort. Somehow, the dog's presence made her feel that she was not alone, even in the unknown danger that seemed to hover around her. The doctor arrived, and after a quick check said, "Everything seems normal for now, but we need to run a few tests to be safe. Sometimes subtle signs can be detected before symptoms appear. Since the dog reacted, we should be extra careful." Mina nodded, still feeling uneasy. She didn't understand why a dog would react so strongly to her. She wondered if it was something in the air, something she was carrying, or perhaps just instinct. But deep down, she felt that Rex had seen something that she could not. Officer Malik stayed with her until her family arrived. He explained everything to them, including how Rex had reacted. Mina's mother hugged her tightly, whispering that everything would be fine. But Mina could not shake the memory of the dog barking desperately, the warning in his eyes, and the strange fear that had gripped her heart. That night, Mina lay in her bed thinking about the day's events. She felt the baby move inside her, a small kick that reminded her of the life growing within. She smiled softly, but the thought of Rex and his warning stayed with her. Something had been sensed, something unseen, and she realized that instinct, especially a trained instinct like Rex's, should never be ignored. Outside, in the quiet night, Rex rested in his kennel at the police station. His ears twitched as if remembering the events of the day. He had tried to warn, to protect, and he had succeeded in bringing attention to something invisible yet important. Somehow Mina felt that their paths had crossed for a reason. Little did she know that the events of that evening were only the beginning. The warning she received was real, and the truth behind Rex's desperate barking would soon reveal itself in a way that no one could ignore. The next morning, Mina woke up feeling restless. Even though the hospital had given her a clean bill of health, she could not shake the memory of Rex's barking. The dog's eyes, full of warning, haunted her. She felt a strange unease, as if something was waiting for her outside the safe walls of her home. Her husband, Samir, had returned from work and sat beside her bed. He held her hand gently. "Are you feeling better?" he asked. Mina nodded, though she could not explain the strange tension she felt. "I am fine physically," she said, "but I keep thinking about the dog yesterday." He acted like he knew something. Samir frowned. "It was just a dog. Dogs sometimes act strangely. You should rest, Mina. The baby needs your energy." Mina tried to smile, but the fear stayed with her. She remembered the sharpness in her belly, the panic she had felt, and the way Rex had barked without stopping. Something inside her told her that the dog's warning was serious. She decided she could not ignore it. Later that day, Mina went for a short walk with Samir. The streets were quieter than usual, and the sun was soft on their faces. Mina tried to focus on the warmth and the gentle breeze, but her eyes kept scanning the surroundings. She felt watched. Every shadow seemed larger, every sound sharper. As they passed the same street where Rex had barked at her, Mina froze. A faint metallic smell hung in the air, almost too light for anyone else to notice. She wrinkled her nose. "Do you smell that?" she asked Samir. Samir sniffed the air. "Not really. Maybe it's from the market or the vehicles nearby." "Don't worry so much," Mina shook her head. She knew her senses were heightened because of her pregnancy, but this felt different. It was subtle, almost invisible, yet disturbing. She felt a shiver run down her spine. She could not explain it, but she felt danger nearby. That evening, Officer Malik called Mina. "Good evening, ma'am," he said. "I wanted to check on you after yesterday's incident. Rex's reaction was unusual. "I want to be sure everything is fine." Mina explained that she was at home and feeling physically okay, but she told him about the strange smell on the street. Malik listened carefully. "Thank you for telling me. I will send a team to check the area." Rex's instincts are very precise, and when he acts like that, there is usually a reason. Mina felt relieved that someone was taking her seriously. She thanked him and hung up. She tried to go about her evening normally, preparing food and sitting quietly with Samir. Yet the feeling of unease would not leave her. Around midnight, Mina felt another tight pain in her belly. This time it was stronger than before. She gasped and clutched her stomach. Samir rushed to her side. "Mina, what is it? Is the pain stronger?" "Yes," she whispered. Her voice trembled. "I don't know. Something doesn't feel right." Samir called the hospital immediately. The nurse advised him to take Mina to the hospital right away. They drove quickly but carefully, Mina holding her belly, feeling both fear and worry. When they arrived, the doctor examined her thoroughly. "Mina, your vitals are normal, but we will keep you under observation tonight," he said. "Since Rex reacted yesterday, we cannot ignore anything. Sometimes instinct and early warnings are important." Mina nodded. Though she still could not explain why a dog had sensed danger, she could not. She lay on the hospital bed, feeling her heartbeat race. She could hear Rex barking softly in the distance. Officer Malik had arrived at the hospital with Rex to ensure that everything was fine. Rex sensed something unusual yesterday. Malik said quietly, "We don't know exactly what, but dogs have instincts humans cannot always understand. You should rest while we keep watch outside." Mina felt comforted by his words. She realized that Rex's barking might have saved her. His warning, even though it scared her, had brought her to safety. She closed her eyes, trying to sleep, but her mind was busy thinking. Something was coming, and she could feel it. The next day, news reports began to appear about a chemical leak in the city. A small industrial plant on the edge of town had a malfunction in one of its storage tanks. The chemical, though not deadly in small amounts, could cause serious illness if inhaled over time. Authorities had been unaware until some workers felt strange dizziness and reported it. Mina felt a chill. She remembered the faint metallic smell on the street yesterday. The chemical had been leaking near the area where Rex had barked at her. The thought that the dog had sensed it before humans had even noticed filled her with awe and gratitude. Officer Malik arrived at her hospital room again. "Mina, I need to explain something," he said. Rex's reaction yesterday was not random. He sensed the chemical before anyone knew it was leaking. "If you had been exposed for longer, it could have been very dangerous for you and the baby." Mina's eyes widened. "You mean Rex saved me?" she asked softly. Malik nodded. "Yes, he barked because he knew there was danger. You were never in direct harm, but if you had been outside for another hour, it could have affected you and the baby." Tears filled Mina's eyes. She thought of Rex, the strong and intelligent dog who had warned her when no one else even noticed the danger. She felt a deep connection to him, as if he had somehow understood her situation better than anyone. The hospital authorities worked quickly. The chemical leak was contained and the area was secured. Mina was allowed to return home, but she remained cautious. She walked with Samir and avoided the streets near the plant. The city slowly returned to normal, but Mina could not forget Rex's warning. That evening, she visited the police station with Samir. She wanted to meet Rex and Officer Malik properly to thank them. Rex wagged his tail and barked gently when he saw her. Mina reached out and petted him. She whispered softly, "Thank you. You saved my life." Officer Malik smiled. Rex does what he is trained to do. Sometimes instinct works faster than anything else. You were lucky he was there. Mina realized something important. Danger could come unexpectedly, and sometimes humans cannot sense it. But animals, especially those trained with care and intelligence, could act as protectors. Rex had shown her that instinct and attention could prevent disasters. Over the next few days, Mina reflected on the experience. She told her friends and family about Rex and his extraordinary actions. People listened in surprise, some skeptical, but she knew the truth. She had felt the fear, the warning, and the protection firsthand. Mina's baby kicked frequently, almost as if sensing the calm after danger had passed. She smiled and spoke softly to her unborn child. "We are safe now, little one, and we have a brave dog to thank for it." Rex remained at the station, but Mina often visited him. Each visit strengthened her gratitude. She brought treats and toys and sometimes just sat quietly, feeling the calm presence of the dog who had barked desperately to save her. Mina also learned a valuable lesson. Life could be fragile and danger could appear in unexpected ways. But instincts, whether human or animal, could be powerful tools. She promised herself to trust the signs, to respect warnings, and to never underestimate the intelligence and awareness of creatures around her. Even though the chemical leak had been minor, the experience left a mark on Mina's heart. She knew that without Rex's intervention, the situation might have been much worse. That thought made her more careful, more aware, and more grateful for the simple but profound ways life could protect itself. The city gradually moved on from the chemical leak incident, but Mina's story spread quietly through friends, neighbors, and local authorities. The canine dog's actions were praised, and Rex became known as a hero in his own right. Mina rested at home that night, holding her belly and feeling a deep sense of calm. She knew that danger would always exist in the world, but courage, care, and instinct could turn potential disaster into safety. She closed her eyes and whispered a silent thank you to Rex, the dog who had barked desperately and unknowingly saved 2 lives. Mina tried to rest at home, but she could not stop thinking about what had happened with Rex and the chemical leak. Even though the immediate danger had passed, a quiet worry stayed with her. She wondered how many times dangers like that went unnoticed by humans, only to be discovered later. Her mind kept returning to Rex's intense barking, and the way he had sensed something she could not. The next morning, Mina decided to go for a short walk with Samir. The weather was bright and the streets were calm. She hoped the fresh air would help her feel more at ease. As she walked, she noticed that the areas near the chemical plant were now cordoned off with yellow tape, and workers in protective clothing were inspecting the surroundings. Seeing the activity made her heart race slightly. She realized just how close she had come to potential harm. "I still cannot believe Rex noticed it before anyone else," Mina said quietly to Samir. "It is amazing that a dog can sense danger like that." Samir nodded. "Yes. It makes you think about how much we rely on technology and humans and forget that nature, instincts, and animals can also protect us." As they walked past the park, Mina paused and looked around. The streets seemed normal now, but she felt a small pang of anxiety. Something told her to be alert. The city had returned to its usual rhythm, but Mina understood that not all dangers were obvious. Some were invisible, and only instinct could reveal them. Later that afternoon, Officer Malik called again. "Mina, I need to talk to you about Rex and yesterday's incident," he said. "I want to come by your home and explain something important." Mina agreed. Within an hour, Officer Malik arrived at her house and Rex followed closely behind. The dog seemed calm but alert, as though he understood that he had an important mission to complete. Mina offered them tea and Malik thanked her politely before sitting down. "Rex's behavior yesterday was very unusual," Malik began. "We now know why. The chemical leak was only a small one, but Rex sensed it early. Dogs have extraordinary senses far beyond human ability. They can detect chemical changes in the air, small amounts of toxins, and even signs of illness." Mina listened carefully. "So he really was warning me?" she asked, her voice soft. "Yes," Malik said. "Rex saved you. The thing is, this type of detection can sometimes mean there is more danger nearby, or that other people might be affected if it spreads. That is why I wanted to warn you and ensure your safety." Mina felt a shiver. "Do you mean there could be more danger?" Malik nodded. "We are investigating now, but the initial leak could have been part of a larger issue. Rex's alertness might have prevented serious consequences. He acted before humans had any idea there was a risk." Mina felt a deep sense of gratitude for the dog. She reached out and gently petted Rex, who responded with a soft wag of his tail. "Thank you, Rex," she whispered. "You saved my baby and me." The next few days passed quietly, but Mina could not fully relax. She avoided areas near the plant and stayed home more often, even though she had been cleared medically. She noticed small changes in the city, people in protective masks, news updates about inspections, and occasional sirens in the distance. It made her realize that danger often lingered quietly, waiting for someone or something to notice it. One evening, while preparing dinner, Mina felt a small thump from her belly. She smiled, feeling reassured that her baby was moving and healthy. But just as she was about to sit down, her phone rang. It was Officer Malik. "Mina, I need you to stay calm and listen carefully," Malik said. We discovered that the chemical leak was larger than initially reported. Authorities are evacuating nearby areas, and we believe there might be a secondary source of the leak. We need you to stay indoors and avoid going outside until further notice. Mina's heart raced. She nodded, trying to stay calm. Okay, I understand. Malik continued. I know this is frightening, but I want you to remember Rex. He acted quickly to warn you. Your quick reaction also helped. Please stay alert and stay inside. After the call, Mina closed the doors and windows, sealing the house as best as she could. She watched the city from her balcony, noticing emergency vehicles and workers moving swiftly. She felt anxious, but also a deep respect for the coordination of people trying to prevent harm. Later that night, Mina heard a soft knock at the door. She opened it cautiously and found Officer Malik and Rex standing outside. Malik smiled reassuringly. We are checking the neighborhood, but we wanted to ensure you are okay. Rex sensed that you might feel unsafe. Mina let them in briefly, offering water. She felt calm with Malik and Rex near her. It was as if the dog's presence gave her strength and courage to face the unknown. Rex's instincts are remarkable, Malik said. You were fortunate to be in the right place when he reacted. Many people underestimate how powerful animal senses can be, but dogs like Rex have saved lives countless times. Mina looked at Rex, who tilted his head and wagged his tail. She felt a connection that went beyond words. You are amazing, Rex, she said softly. The following morning, authorities confirmed that the chemical leak had been contained. The secondary source was minor, but without Rex's warning, Mina might have been exposed before the first leak was detected. The city breathed a collective sigh of relief, and news outlets reported the incident as a near disaster that had been prevented by quick action. Mina felt a wave of relief, but she also realized how fragile life could be. A small leak unnoticed by humans could have caused serious harm. It made her reflect on the importance of instincts, caution, and paying attention to subtle warnings. Over the next few days, Mina continued her daily routine but remained cautious. She walked only with Samir, avoided areas near industrial sites, and kept an eye on news updates. Each time she saw Rex during visits to the police station, she felt gratitude and admiration. The dog had not only protected her physically, but had also given her a lesson about awareness and vigilance. One afternoon, Mina received a small package at her home. Inside was a note from Officer Malik and a toy for Rex. The note read, "For your bravery in trusting Rex and for reminding us that instincts matter. Rex is a hero, but you acted wisely too. Thank you." Mina smiled and looked at Samir. "This is for Rex," she said. She knew the dog had changed her life. Not only had he saved her and her baby, but he had also shown her the value of instinct and careful attention to danger. That evening, Mina sat by the window, holding her belly and thinking about the past week. The city had been safe, the leak contained, and her baby was healthy. She felt a deep sense of gratitude toward Rex, Officer Malik, and everyone who had worked to keep her safe. Yet, a small part of her remained alert. She knew that danger could appear unexpectedly, and that even the most ordinary day could hide unseen threats. But she also knew that courage, intelligence, and instinct, whether human or animal, could prevent harm and save lives. Mina whispered to her baby, "We are safe now, little one, thanks to a brave dog and a kind officer. Remember, the world can be unpredictable, but we will always be protected if we listen to warning signs." Outside, Rex rested quietly in his kennel at the police station. He had completed his duty for the day, but his alertness and intelligence had left a permanent mark on Mina's life. She would never forget the desperate barking that had saved her, and she knew that true heroes sometimes came in unexpected forms. The experience also changed Mina's perspective. She became more aware of her surroundings, more cautious about potential dangers, and more respectful of the natural instincts of animals. She knew that Rex had not just barked randomly. He had acted with precision, intelligence, and care. Mina realized that heroes did not always wear uniforms or carry weapons. Sometimes they had 4 legs, sharp senses, and a heart ready to protect. She vowed to honor Rex by being vigilant, careful, and grateful every day of her life. Even as the city returned to normal, Mina never forgot the warning. She understood that instincts, attention, and awareness were gifts. Rex had taught her that life could be fragile, but it could also be protected with courage, care, and quick action. A week had passed since the chemical leak incident. Mina tried to return to her daily routine, but a quiet tension stayed with her. Every time she heard a siren or a loud noise, her heart jumped. She knew that life could change in an instant. The memory of Rex barking desperately at her still lingered in her mind. It was a warning she would never forget. Samir noticed her unease. "Mina, you are overthinking," he said one evening as they sat in their living room. "Everything is fine now. The authorities contained the leak. You and the baby are safe." Mina shook her head slowly. "I know we are safe physically, Samir, but I cannot stop thinking about what could have happened if Rex had not warned me. There are things humans cannot always sense. I have to stay alert." Samir sighed but understood. He had seen the fear in her eyes and the gratitude she held for Rex. "Then we will stay alert together," he said, taking her hand gently. The next day, Mina decided to go for a short walk to calm her mind. She wanted to feel normal again, to see the city returning to life. As she walked, she noticed more workers inspecting streets and small factories. News cameras occasionally appeared, reporting that the chemical plant was under close supervision. People whispered in small groups, clearly shaken by the recent events. Mina felt a strange shiver. Her senses were sharp, and she noticed something unusual. A faint metallic smell lingered in the air, almost like the previous leak. She wrinkled her nose and slowed down. Her heart began to beat faster. Could there be another leak? At that moment, she saw Officer Malik and Rex patrolling nearby. Mina waved, and Malik immediately came over. "Mina, is everything all right?" he asked. I smell something," Mina said, pointing toward a narrow street behind a small warehouse. "It is faint, but it smells like metal, similar to before." Malik's eyes widened. He looked at Rex, who immediately stiffened and sniffed the air. The dog's ears perked, and he began to bark sharply. Malik's face turned serious. "You're right, Mina. Rex is sensing something. We need to investigate this immediately." Mina felt her stomach tighten. She glanced at Samir, who had followed her. "Should we move back?" he asked, his voice tense. "Yes," Malik said firmly. "Stay behind me and Rex. Do not go near the area. Rex is trained for this, and I will handle it. But your observation was crucial. You helped us notice it early." As Malik and Rex approached the narrow street, Mina watched with growing anxiety. The dog barked continuously, circling and sniffing near the side of the warehouse. Malik noticed a faint, unusual smell coming from one of the back doors. He motioned for backup officers to arrive quickly. Mina's heart pounded. She realized that Rex's warning had once again detected a hidden danger. She thought about the first chemical leak and how close she had been to harm. Now she understood that instincts and attention could prevent accidents before they became disasters. Within minutes, more officers arrived. They set up barriers and began inspecting the warehouse. Mina and Samir were kept at a safe distance. Rex barked continuously, clearly focused on the source of the smell. Malik nodded to the officers. "This is serious. We must act carefully. Rex has detected a chemical hazard inside." Mina's stomach tightened again. She thought about her baby and felt both fear and relief. Fear because there was danger nearby. Relief because Rex had once again warned them in time. The officers cautiously entered the warehouse, guided by Rex's movements and Malik's instructions. Mina and Samir waited anxiously outside, watching as the team carefully investigated. Rex barked and sniffed at several containers, finally stopping near a large drum. Malik approached and examined it closely. "This is another chemical leak," he said, his voice calm but serious. "It could have been dangerous if left unnoticed. We are fortunate that Rex detected it early and that Mina noticed the smell." Mina exhaled, feeling her body relax slightly. She realized that her observation and Rex's instincts had prevented what could have been a serious disaster. She looked at the dog with deep gratitude. He had once again saved lives with his sharp senses. Authorities immediately began securing the warehouse. They called in specialists to contain and safely remove the chemicals. News cameras arrived, reporting that another hazard had been detected early thanks to the combined efforts of a citizen and a police K-9 unit. Mina felt a strange mixture of relief and pride. She had played a small role in preventing danger, guided by the warning of a dog. Once the situation was under control, Malik returned to Mina and Samir. "You both did well today," he said. "Mina, your awareness was critical. Rex could detect the hazard, but your observation helped us act quickly. You should feel proud." Mina smiled softly. "Thank you, Malik. I am just grateful that Rex warned us in time." Rex wagged his tail, standing proudly beside Malik. Mina knelt and petted him gently. "You're amazing, Rex," she said. "You saved so many lives today?" Malik chuckled. Rex does what he is trained to do, but sometimes instincts guide him beyond training. Today it worked perfectly. You and your baby are safe, and the city avoided another incident. Mina felt a wave of calm. She realized that life could be fragile, but courage, observation, and instinct could prevent harm. She looked at Samir and said, "We have to always stay aware. Danger can appear when we least expect it, but we can protect ourselves if we pay attention." That evening, Mina returned home, feeling both exhausted and relieved. She reflected on the events of the day and realized how important it was to trust instinct. Rex had acted with intelligence and courage, and she had learned to observe, listen, and act promptly. As she sat by the window, she thought about the future. She knew her baby would grow up in a world full of unseen dangers, but she also knew that awareness, careful observation, and guidance from those who cared could prevent harm. She whispered to her unborn child, "We are safe now, little one, and we will stay alert together. Instinct and courage can guide us through anything." Rex rested at the police station that night, but Mina often visited him. Each visit strengthened her gratitude and admiration for the dog who had barked desperately and saved lives twice. She understood that heroes could appear in unexpected forms, and that courage was not always measured by size or strength. Mina also realized a personal truth. Life could be unpredictable, but vigilance, care, and trusting instinct were tools to navigate the unknown. Rex had shown her that even small signals like a bark or a subtle smell could hold enormous importance. She promised herself to respect and trust these signals in the future. The city slowly returned to normal after the second near disaster. People resumed their routines, but Mina never forgot the warning signs she had experienced. She knew that life was fragile and that heroes sometimes came in 4 legs and sharp instincts. Rex had taught her that caution and awareness were just as important as action and bravery. Mina's bond with Rex grew stronger. She often visited him at the station, bringing small treats and toys. She would sit quietly beside him, feeling a deep sense of gratitude and connection. The dog who had barked desperately to warn her had become more than a protector. He had become a symbol of courage, intelligence, and vigilance. That night, Mina held her belly and whispered softly, "We are safe, little one. And we have a brave friend watching over us. We must always trust our instincts and pay attention to the signs around us." Outside, Rex rested quietly in his kennel, alert but calm. His work for the day was done, but his presence continued to guide and protect. Mina realized that courage, care, and awareness could turn potential danger into safety, and she would never forget the lessons taught by a dog who barked desperately to save lives. Even though the city appeared calm, Mina remained mindful of her surroundings. She understood that danger could appear without warning, but she had learned that awareness, action, and instinct could prevent harm. Rex had shown her that heroes were not always human, and that sometimes a desperate bark could save more than one life. Mina felt a deep sense of peace as she prepared for bed. She knew the future held many uncertainties, but she also knew that vigilance, courage, and guidance from those who cared would help her face any challenge. She whispered to her baby one last time, "We are safe and we are protected. Together we will face the world with courage." The days following the second chemical hazard were quiet, but Mina could not fully relax. Even though the city had been safe and the leaks contained, she remained alert. Her baby moved often, and each gentle kick reminded her of the fragile life she carried. Mina knew that instinct and vigilance had saved her twice, and she was determined to honor that protection. One morning, Mina received a call from Officer Malik. "Good morning, Mina. We have received a final report on the chemical leaks. I wanted to come and explain everything in person." Mina agreed. Later that day, Malik arrived at her home with Rex. The dog wagged his tail as he saw Mina sitting patiently beside Malik. Mina smiled, feeling a sense of calm. She invited them inside and offered them tea. Malik began to explain. "Mina, the first leak you experienced was an accident caused by a minor malfunction at the plant. It was small, but if left unnoticed, it could have grown dangerous." Rex sensed it immediately. "Your reaction and observation helped prevent exposure before it became a serious problem." Mina nodded. "I remember. I felt a strange smell and Rex barked. I never realized how important that moment was until now." Malik continued. The second leak you noticed yesterday was a result of a different container at the same plant. It was hidden behind a stack of crates. Rex detected it even though the amount was very small. If you had not mentioned the smell, it could have gone unnoticed for hours. Both leaks were serious enough to harm anyone nearby, especially you, Mina, because of your pregnancy. Mina's hands trembled slightly. So Rex really saved my life twice? Malik nodded. Yes, he is trained, but what he did was instinct. Not every dog can sense danger like that. His alertness and your quick observation prevented a serious incident. Mina felt tears in her eyes. She reached down and petted Rex gently. Thank you, Rex, you are a hero. Rex responded with a soft bark and wagged his tail as if understanding her words. Malik smiled. You should also be proud, Mina. You paid attention and acted wisely. Many people ignore subtle warnings and put themselves at risk. Today we can all see the importance of observation and quick thinking. Mina sat quietly, reflecting on everything that had happened. She realized how fragile life could be, how small moments of attention could prevent disaster, and how instinct could guide people in ways technology could not. Over the next few days, Mina focused on her health and preparing for her baby. She visited Rex at the police station whenever she could. Each visit reminded her of the strange and urgent barks, the warnings and the courage of the dog who had become her silent protector. She brought treats and toys and sometimes just sat quietly, enjoying his calm presence. The city had returned to normal, but Mina noticed changes. People spoke more carefully about safety. Small factories and warehouses improved their monitoring, and authorities became stricter in inspections. She understood that life had been fragile, and that a combination of instinct, vigilance, and quick action had prevented tragedy. One evening, as Mina prepared dinner with Samir, her phone rang. It was Officer Malik. Mina, we are holding a small recognition event for Rex and the K9 team. We would like to invite you. It is important to honor the work and instincts of these dogs, and you are part of the story too. Mina felt proud. Thank you, Malik. I would be honored to attend. A few days later, Mina, Samir, and a small group of family members attended the event. Rex stood proudly beside Officer Malik. Officials and community members applauded, recognizing the heroism of the dog who had barked desperately to save lives. Malik spoke about the two incidents, how Rex had detected hidden dangers and how Mina's observations had contributed to preventing harm. Mina felt a deep sense of gratitude. She realized that courage, observation, and instinct worked together. Rex's actions had been instinctive, yet they were powerful. Her own awareness had made the difference. She understood that heroes could come in many forms, and sometimes the smallest signals were the most important. After the event, Mina walked outside with Samir. She held her belly gently and whispered softly, "Little one, we are safe, and we have a brave friend watching over us. Remember, life can be unpredictable, but courage and careful observation can guide us through anything." Samir smiled. "You were amazing too, Mina. You trusted your instincts and stayed alert. Rex helped, but you were part of it as well." Mina nodded. "Yes, we all play a role in protecting ourselves and those we love. Rex showed me that courage comes in different forms and vigilance can save lives." As the sun set over the city, Mina felt a sense of peace. The danger had passed, the chemical leaks were contained, and the baby was healthy. She realized that life could change in a moment, but courage, instinct, and careful attention could prevent disaster. That night, Mina sat quietly at home. She thought about Rex, about the desperate barking that had warned her, and about the chain of events that had saved her life. She understood that instinct could not be ignored, and that sometimes animals could perceive what humans could not. Rex rested at the police station, but Mina often visited him. She would bring small treats and toys and sit quietly, feeling the calm presence of the dog who had become a guardian. Each visit reminded her that life was fragile but also full of heroes, both human and animal, who worked together to prevent harm. Weeks later, Mina went into labor. The birth was smooth and peaceful. As she held her baby for the first time, she felt a wave of gratitude and relief. She thought about Rex and Officer Malik, about the quick actions and instincts that had saved her and the baby. "Thank you," she whispered softly, holding her child. "We are safe because of courage, care, and attention. We are protected." Mina named her baby Zara, a name that meant strength and hope. She knew that life could be unpredictable, But she also knew that awareness and courage could turn potential danger into safety. Rex had taught her that lesson in a way she would never forget. After leaving the hospital, Mina returned home with Zara and Samir. She visited Rex again at the police station. The dog barked softly, recognizing her and the baby. Mina knelt and introduced Zara to Rex. "This is Zara," she said. "You helped keep her safe before she even arrived." Rex sniffed the baby gently, as if acknowledging his part in protecting their family. Officer Malik smiled. "Rex has always been attentive, but he seems especially proud today." Mina nodded, feeling a deep sense of connection. She realized that instinct, courage, and care could work together in extraordinary ways. She had witnessed it firsthand, and it had saved lives. The city continued its routine, but Mina remained aware. She had learned that danger could appear suddenly, but instincts, observation, and quick action could prevent harm. She shared the story with family and friends, teaching them about vigilance, gratitude, and respect for instincts, both human and animal. Mina often reflected on the events. She remembered the first moment Rex barked desperately at her, the strange metallic smell and the urgency in his eyes. She remembered the second time, when his instinct guided the authorities to prevent a second hazard. And finally, she remembered the peace she felt after the baby's safe arrival, knowing that courage, vigilance, and care had protected her family. Even as months passed, Mina remained close to Rex. She often brought Zara to meet him, sharing the story of how a brave dog had watched over them. She wanted her child to understand the importance of instinct, courage, and respect for the world around them. Mina knew that life could be unpredictable, but she had also learned that safety could be achieved with careful observation, awareness, and trust in instincts. Rex had been a teacher as well as a protector. His desperate barking had not only warned her, but it also taught her a valuable lesson about vigilance, courage, and the extraordinary role of animals in human life. Mina felt a quiet gratitude each day. She held Zara close, knowing that their lives had been saved. And she would never forget the dog who barked desperately, the officer who acted quickly, and the instincts that had guided them all. Life went on. The city continued to grow and Mina's family thrived. But she remained mindful of the lessons she had learned. She knew that danger could appear anywhere, and that careful attention, instinct, and courage could prevent tragedy. Rex remained a hero in their hearts, a symbol of protection, vigilance, and bravery. Mina whispered to Zara one last time before bed, "We are safe, and we are protected. Always trust your instincts and pay attention to the signs around you. Courage can come in many forms, and heroes can be found in the most unexpected places." Outside, Rex rested in his kennel, alert but calm. His duty had been done, but his presence continued to inspire courage and awareness. Mina smiled softly, knowing that the dog who barked desperately had changed their lives forever. The city slept peacefully that night. Unaware of the lives saved by courage, instinct, and careful observation, Mina closed her eyes, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. She knew that life could be fragile, but it could also be safe when vigilance, care, and trust in instincts guided every decision. Mina held Zara tightly, feeling the warmth of her family. She realized that true heroes did not always wear uniforms or carry badges. Sometimes they had 4 legs, sharp senses, and a heart ready to protect. Rex had shown her that, and for that she would be forever grateful.